Hello everyone, my name is Uthris, and welcome back to some Going Medieval. We're starting the episode with a raid, as per the normal tradition here on the channel. We are in year 1362, which means it's been 2 in-game years since the last episode, which is pretty crazy. Honestly, not much has progressed, which is a bit of a shame. I've been building a lot on these walls, so I guess maybe things progressed. Maybe. I don't know if this counts or not, but we've been just dumping resources to try and build up this hillside and get the wall all the way built up around, and we're even preparing back behind the church. And this whole kind of terrain project is well underway, and we're kind of to a point to where we can actually build over here. So first things first, let's deal with the raid. The raid actually has some archers, so we're actually going to fall back. We're going to be falling back and trying to get their archers to come forward so that our archers can counter snipe them and our infantry can kind of hold them here in this center choke point. So that's what we're going to hope for here, because our archers are behind cover, and our people up here on the staircase aren't very well covered. So by falling back, we're hopefully going to be able to hold them out. In fact, I might fall even further back from an infantry standpoint. Because again, we're hoping for some better coverage here for these archers. They have crossbows, they have long bows and short bows, which is just no good for us. Okay, so we killed a master archer there. So our archers are definitely doing some work here, which is great. That's what we want. Oh my lord. So many people just died. We got rank ups, skill ups there. We're just going to send a couple people off after that infantry. Now we can send our infantry to kind of come down here to deal with their archer. That's kind of remaining. And victory has been established. So just like that, pretty successful, I would say, of a defense, even though they had archers. So we managed to hold off fairly well. Didn't lose anyone, which is pretty rare for when we face people with bows. So this is the first time that we didn't lose a villager during such an attack. We are still messing with the equipment of all of our people. Sadly, everything that we did last episode when it comes to managing their equipment was gone. So I have spent here recent rebuilding some of our assignments of weapons and getting them kind of figured out. I still have to do the headgear and the armor again, but we're not going to do that this episode. I don't want to do 2 episodes of just pure management. That would be a little lame. So let's make sure this is all marked for gathering. And let's talk about things that have been kind of built between episodes. So down below the Great Hall, I am moving this to be our food storage area. And in the Great Hall itself, there's going to be meals being stored here. And the reason for that is over here where the old food storage was, it was just too far away from our kitchen. Our chefs had to run too far to be able to go grab supplies to make meals. So we're kind of remedying that by adding a cellar beneath the Great Hall here, and also some fuel storage in this area. So we have logs and sticks and your coal to actually operate in the kitchen. So they don't have to run quite as far back and forth in here. That's still a decent amount of running. Not my favorite thing in the world. Just having our fire pit right here outside the door of the storage seemed to be more efficient. However, for the sake of RP, Uthris will go through just about anything. Okay, so everyone is resting, sleeping, getting ready for the day. We have some people wounded. Seems like Frozen here disappears. Yeah, hardly any damage, I would say, happened on that last fight. All right, let's get down to brass tacks. You guys have been waiting long enough. Let's get started on the actual keep and some of the I guess the final really large structure that we're going to be building over here, right? So this is going to probably be a multi-episode project just because of the scale and size and all that. Grab some food, man. We have some food. Not a whole lot of it, but we're definitely getting there. We just actually slayed a bunch of wolves that attacked before here, so we have all this meat to kind of gather and process. So hopefully they can do that. I have removed the farm from outside, and because, again, for space and efficiency reasons, I'm moving more crops inside. So we're planting some small farms here. We're planting some more small bits in between buildings. That way, again, it's just a little bit closer to our food storage to get them in there a little bit easier and quicker for use. So this early bit of spring, it's been kind of taking 2 years for this to happen. This first spring will be kind of the first test of this new layout. We'll see. We'll just have to see how it goes. Okay, so as for the keep, let's talk about what we want to do. I want to have a little bit of a path here, a little bit of an open air space, 2 smaller towers that will probably only be accessible from the back of the building. So they're kind of going to wrap around the, it's not a great hall, I guess this would be like the throne room equivalent. And picture our area here for the barracks to kind of continue the looks of the castle. So this honestly very much looks like a keep by itself. So we're essentially building another one of these, but variety is just super nice to have for this. So that's what we're going to try and accomplish. And we might forego windows initially to just kind of help with that. So if we have like let's do like a 5x5 base, and then the tower will actually be only 3. That way it just looks like a little bit more of a heavy building and well supported here at the lower level. If you guys have ever seen old fortresses or stronghold type areas, what you'll find, actually I don't even like this. I kind of want the towers to be really forward to create a little bit more of a kill zone for us. So we're gonna do that. Okay, so they kind of shoot down in this little spit if they're trying to break in this doorway, right? All right, so this is here and here. Okay. And then you want a heavy structure to come out this way. In fact, what I might do, honestly, is maybe this isn't maybe the door, okay? Maybe this is like a portcullis kind of section. And maybe we can do like a kill area here too, which might have the real door on it. And then these, just like our gatehouse over here, will have kind of like a dual section. All right. So that'll be nice. And we can even throw in some windows, say here and here, as potential arrow slits to shoot at people if they are trying to break in this door, which would be pretty functional. I'm gonna get rid of these because I'm trying to make sure this thing's holistically accessible. All right. And then we had to worry about the throne room and the supports of the throne room. So it's again going to be sort of like this kind of pillar vibe. And then we can do something like this for the actual throne room. I wish there was a half block so I could like raise this up on a dais or something like that. That would be pretty helpful. All right, and then this edge, what we're gonna probably do is wrap this building over to the wall. Okay, so however I decide this wall and how this kind of connects, I could in theory kind of pop this over just to get my measurements started of it, right? So if this just directly connects to our wall, it would be something like that. Which wouldn't be half bad. Like at all. So we can do some filler in here to try and get this raised up. You're gonna have to build these type of things, these projects, these take a long time to do, right? Because you're doing a lot of terrain work, you're gonna have to build scaffolding, you're gonna have to account for all this extra space in items. And we'll probably put a tower here that's kind of sticking out and then just control the rest of the wall that way. Not 100% sure how that's going to work, but honestly, this is the part that I'm kind of least worried about. And it's kind of the least interesting part of this build. Okay, let's just continue. I want the Great Hall to kind of be a 2-story type thing. The windows up above. Very good. And the throne themselves will probably leave just stone chairs for that to represent those, and no windows directly behind them because we don't want them to get, of course, assassinated or anything like that. And then we'll just have a wing going off this direction and a little bit of a corridor going up behind this way to get into a little bit more of the living quarters, which might halfway cover this section here. Not sure yet on that. Maybe we can do something like that. And maybe another set of windows just to kind of break it up. If we do that for some arrow slit actions, that would be fine. From a roof standpoint, I like mixing in the wooden roof with these stone structures because it just kind of fits together nicely. This is just really going to be a heavy area to really anchor this building down. So do something like that for some sort of vaulted look. Yeah, that's okay. Go ahead and play. I'm gonna cancel this bit of construction just so people don't go down here and get stuck and have to worry about it, right? So we kind of know what's already going on the right side, and we're gonna kind of ignore it for now. For the main roof, we're going to do that. Should be sufficient. And we're going to have kind of an offshoot building here. So we want the library to be connected up here, the Grand Research Chamber. I might honestly put a little bit of a courtyard here. And then from like a chemistry perspective, I thought about putting the chemistry lab part of this building, but I decided against it. And that's because I'm gonna end up over here because we're making so much more room, make like a healer's hut. So that'll be, and it might be like right here next to the church or something, because we are expanding the blacksmith for just production reasons. So we have room, you know, around here, through here, maybe against the wall and tower to get like a healer's hut, medical area up and running. So that'll be kind of where our chemistry sets go. Okay, so you have 3 here. And then this wall is actually going to be a true defensive element. So we'll go out to like maybe here. 3, 4, 5, 5. Something like that. To get a defensive element up. Oop, that's not quite right. Hold on. Need to fix that and mine this away. Always want your stone all the way through the building. So that'll be a kind of defensive element, and then we can talk about maybe the little courtyard area here. So this is a good time to do like an even count. And that's part of the courtyard also. 2. Okay. Boop, boop. Nope, 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 nope. This needs to be a perfect little representation. This is probably going to be a thin wall or something like that here. So this will be like a garden type area. Part of it's going to be part. I do want a little bit of a roof overhang though, so we're going to double up these pillars. I think. Kind of like so. Right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, gap. Something like that, right? Actually, that's not lined up correctly. Move that over to here. Okay, yeah. That should work as a little courtyard. I'm running out of room, aren't I? Okay, we might have to ignore the library ID on this side and maybe actually push it over here on this side. Because what's going to happen is we're going to run into an issue with just space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're doing that. Okay, something doesn't seem right from a spacing standpoint. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. One, 2, 3. I think this side's not quite right or something here. Oh, the building Okay. I'm okay with that. These just might be little nooks for storage or something. Who knows what'll really be here. Okay, and let's get our supports figured out. Wish again I could put like some grass in here to make this look a little bit nicer. Okay, we're gonna delete that. Delete this. Okay, corner 2. Okay, 4. 4. Then we get that. Kind of decided here. Why is this keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I am off by 1, so that's a problem. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm off by 1 here. Which I'd rather the tower stick out 1 more from the wall. Okay. Delete that. We need to mine this out. And then we get a new section there. Yes. 3, 4, 5. 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 1 too long. Okay, 3 by 3, 3 by 3. All right, so that's our true corners. That is established. And you know what? Maybe I can fit a library here because I have space. So let's assign on some room. All right, let's say that's the library from an area perspective. What all can I fit in here? That's the question for sure. And let's say that's the door. And then let's go ahead and give it a tower. Also, this is gonna be such a huge building. Okay, so that's about 25 minutes. You guys kind of understand what this is going to look like. So we'll go ahead and I'm gonna build this kind of off camera real quick, so you can kind of see the foundations of everything put up, and we'll kind of have to go from there on how this functions. All these towers are only going to be accessible at the 2nd story building, which is kind of going to be here at the end. And then these towers are going to be 3 stories tall, right? So to kind of go up a little bit. And then the 2nd story kind of ramparts will be a little bit more reminiscent of here, which we might have to do some buttressing just to make this thing make some sort of sense. I'm going to just go ahead and cancel that and maybe just bring that this way. That we have a little bit more of a clear room for use here. And in fact, here, I'm just going to talk about what I want from a crafting standpoint. I want a cool library. And what would be cool is potentially having some sort of desk area like that. Large support column in the middle. So these are really heavy workstations. And I might throw in some wooden walls to hang some bookshelves on, because I want that wood versus we can do that. Put these in the corners so we can have two of those. So we'll that'll be our workstation sort of setup for the library. All right, let's go ahead and build this out and see what it looks like. All right, it's now almost the end of summer. The building is making great progress, but we're just getting raided. So we're gonna go ahead and grab the militia together, get them all assigned and ready to go. After the defense of our town, we'll go over kind of anything that we found that was pretty good here. So. Marius, why don't you equip things? It's very strange that you're not. So let's come down here into the armory and just give him something to use in the meantime. Maybe a bradish. I think that would be okay here. It's a superior bradish. Nice. All right, did we miss anyone? Frozen needs to come over also. Okay, good to go. Cat is using like a fine steel two-handed mace. It does 12.5 DPS. This thing is crazy in terms of damage. Julian, you guys are seeing some better leather helms now. Using a fine leather helm. Look at that thing. It's looking pretty good. For sure. Alright, let's get the archers up on their perch as we are ready to receive our guests. We are the best hosts in the region, most likely. So it makes sense that we should receive them. The next two people to join the town will probably end up being archers from an army standpoint, just an FYI. I think we have a decent amount of infantry now, and I think having 10 total archers will just round out the defense capabilities of our settlement. So we get them flanking the staircases here a little bit. Marius, come on down. There we go. And what are we facing? Do we got any archers coming up our way? Doesn't seem so. So I think this will be a pretty straightforward engagement. You can see a lot of our traps have already sprung from the last siege. Our people haven't had time to come down here to reset any of these. All right, let the battles commence. I want to see Cat swing this giant purple mace. Look at this thing. It is. How much damage did that do? Hold on. Well, let's see. Let's get her. Okay, our infantry is kind of in the way. Even if I can get her to engage early. There we go. Let's see what this thing can do. 36! Oh, my lord. That does some damage. It also has really good penetration, too. Or not penetration, but it does high armor damage. 30. Wow. Alright, that's pretty... Okay, she might... We need to get... Come on. Might want to start fleeing there. You're a little alone. There we go. That's what you want to see. Some good spacing. A couple people got by, but honestly, it shouldn't be that big of a problem. Cat is now unconscious. Gregor here about to die on the enemy team. And we have a quick victory, just like that. Alright. Let's see. Wounds need tended. Bob, you're okay. Where's Cat? Cat's fine. You know, a whole lot of bruises and a broken arm while being extremely uncomfortable. It's not something that they should really be worrying about. I need someone to chase that guy down because the archers are officially out of range. I really want to see crossbows. You know, I can't wait until we get some crossbows. Here. Alright, which way is this guy going? Let's really try to cut him off here. I don't know how I'm not keeping up. There we go. Perfect. Dead. Just like that. He thought he could get away, but no. We don't let anyone get away from Uthris here. Alright, that mace was pretty badass for its stats there. But alright, so we defended here. Summer day 10, year 1362. Let's go ahead and take a look at what has been built so far. The Royal Library has been the focus point of my efforts and has been going pretty good so far. It's going to be a 2-story kind of interior structure. With a roof kind of over the center point and battlements going around the edge. Again, a lot of this is going to look very much like our barracks, but the towers are going to be 3 stories rather than 2 stories. And that way, it'll just look a little bit more defensive than the barracks itself and be a little bit more towards a keep, right? So the Royal Library, this has 2 of each research station, so that we can have a fair amount of people doing their job in here. Plenty of books, 2-story bookshelves going across. The only windows facing the street view or side view is clear story windows here to let in some light. There is a little bit of a balcony also, which we might be able to put some leisurely activities here, which might be good. Maybe like 1 chessboard. Let's go ahead and do that. Maybe 1 backgammon, just like that at the edge. And we're pretty good at this point. The throne room, haven't done much from an interior standpoint yet. I've been mostly working over here. The gardenscape, we're going to be planting some flax in here and also herbs that will make this place look a little bit more like a garden. Sadly, again, we can't do anything about these hard shapes, so I might try and cover some of this up with pathing, depending on how that goes. And it's a nice little courtyard, so we'll have a nice peaceful area for the nobility in that section. Over here, this will end up being a new section and some staircases out back to reach kind of these upper floors. So look forward to that. Until then, I'll continue building off in between episodes just to bring us up to a good point to continue. This does take a long time at this point. You know, our villagers do have to run a decent way just to shuttle resources, and that's kind of like the main downside for the way that I build in these type of games. You know, we don't have 40 people running around. We have, 18, which is just quite not enough to maintain good supply lines, but we'll get there. If you guys are enjoying the episodes, feel free to subscribe for more creative goodness such as this. Hit that like button, and we'll see you all in the next video.